California. Testimony in the Hollywood obsession murder trial set to resume after the Labor Day holiday. Prosecutors in this case are alleging that defendant Gareth Pursehouse plotted, schemed, and then attacked and killed Amy Harwick at her home back in 2020. This after an apparent struggle and dropping her off of her balcony. Now on Thursday, a former roommate of Amy's who was home and asleep the night of her death testified to the graphic details of what would be the final moments of Dr. Amy Harwick's life. Let's go to Los Angeles now together, where we find Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Craft standing by with the latest.
Well, good morning, Julie. 99% nicotine. That's the makeup of the substance found inside a syringe that authorities found on Amy Harwick's balcony. That's according to an FBI forensic examiner who testified talking about the makeup of the liquid inside that syringe. Prosecutors allege that Gareth Pursehouse brought that syringe to Amy Harwick's home to inject it into her and kill her. Amy Harwick had a restraining order against Pursehouse due to threatening behavior he had exhibited toward her in the past. That order had expired. On February 14th, 2020, Pursehouse is seen on ring cam video breaking into her home. Her roommate, Michael Herman, was at home at this time. He testified that he heard a plate drop and someone walking upstairs. He recalled the moments when he heard Amy scream.
Well, later that night, I heard what I assumed was Amy screaming. It sounded like Amy's voice screaming, like blood-curdling screams.
Also on the stand, Detective Daniel Fisak. He was talking about the call that he received in which he then had to report to Amy Harwick's home on the early morning hours of February 15th, 2020. This was just after 1 in the morning. He had reports of a woman screaming. He was wearing his body camera. That video was played in court. In Los Angeles, California, Kelly Craft. Julie, we'll send it back to you.
Oh, our thanks to Kelly Craft for all of her reporting this morning. And again, this one picking back up on Tuesday, but there is a lot to unpack, especially the testimony of Amy Harwick's roommate. Let me bring in my guests. I have two great guests standing by this morning. In the Woodlands, Texas, former DEA senior special agent and the founder and CEO of Global Security Group, David Katz, is with us. And in Jacksonville, Florida, a celebrity attorney. He represents Tiger King and many others. John M. Phillips is with us. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Thanks so much for being on the show. Wow, this case is really something else. This is a very well-known doctor who was trying to do everything right in getting away from the guy that she feared, Gareth Pursehouse. I want to play a clip from Amy's roommate. He was really arguably the star witness of this case thus far, getting on the stand, hearing her blood-curdling screams, testifying to what she looked like after she was dropped off of her balcony. Let's watch a little more of what he told the jury.
Later that night, I heard what I assumed was Amy screaming.
Tell the jury, what exactly is it that you heard?
It sounded like Amy's voice screaming, like blood-curdling screams.
Could you tell what she was screaming?
It was just loud. It screams. I thought she saw a mouse, literally. Like, as crazy as that sounds, that's like the only time I've heard a girl scream like that.
David Katz, let me start things off with you, please. Law enforcement, everything they've done in this case, you're assessing it, looking at it objectively. Did they miss anything? I mean, did they get the wrong guy here?
No. I mean, look, we have an encounter prior to the horrible event. We have witnesses who see the encounter. We see an agitated individual who is cursing the victim, to the fact that you ruined my life using profanity. And then later on, you have the same individual in a ring camera breaking into the house. You have physical evidence taken from the scene and from under the fingernails of the victim. I would say, no, they did not get the wrong guy.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching this case and I'm thinking, what's the defense objective here? You know, because we've got his face on the Ring doorbell. We know that she was petrified of him. We have the restraining orders, so we've got that paper trail. John Phillips, to you on this one. You know, legally, what exactly might the defense team be trying to do here by taking this to trial, having the jury listen to testimony like that from the roommate that just gives you chills and turns your stomach? What's their objective, in your opinion, please, John?
You know those two words, Julie, reasonable doubt. They're going to try to put together a case that just simply says this is all horrible, but not us. You know, don't link the prior issues, the prior abuse. Don't quite listen to the state's story because it's not going to add up like they say. The problem is, I think it adds up like they say, but that's what the jury system's for.
I hear you, John. You know, he sits there, he's cloaked in the presumption of innocence, as we know, but it's very hard to look at him and take in these facts, digest them, and keep an open mind when there's a paper trail. There are witnesses. The adult film star who came in to the trial saying she heard the argument, how angry he was. So we've got the motive there. We've got witnesses. His face on her camera. David Katz, tell me, when we think of what, if anything, this successful, beautiful woman could have done more to try to protect herself. I don't know. I'm at a loss. As a law enforcement expert, is there anything else you think she could have possibly done? And let me be clear, I'm not victim blaming. I'm a domestic violence advocate always. So I'm not blaming her, but I'm just saying as a lesson for anybody watching this, what more could she have done, David?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a fabulous question, Julie. The criminal justice system, unfortunately, is not designed to protect people, women in this case, from individuals who threaten you. Think about, you go to the police and you say, okay, I just had an encounter with an ex and he said some bad things to me, and the police are going to say what? We'll send you home with an escort, we'll put an armed guard outside. No. So in situations like this, and again, I agree with you, it's not victim blaming, but you're responsible for your own personal safety. Tell friends, bring friends with you, stay someplace else that night, have a more robust security system. If you're willing to get a dog, get some sort of alarm system, and if you're willing to self-train or get trained, get a firearm to protect yourself, you need to take measures and take control of your own personal security, because unfortunately, the criminal justice system is not designed to do it for you.
Appreciate it, David. You know, this is a really great conversation, I think, and it's an important one to have. John, you know, you understand this dynamic, how it works, how the system can often re-victimize people, you know, who might be, you know, coming to you for some help, you know, after they've been victimized by somebody else. Any advice that you can think of for somebody who might be watching this case thinking, oh my gosh, how sad, what more could she have done legally?
Jacksonville has seen it recently, both in the recent, you know, domestic murder of by an ex-wife and her husband, and their you know, murder for hire.
Jared Bridegan, is that the one you're talking
exactly.
about? The Jared Bridegan, the
Bridegan.
Microsoft executive case. Thank you for that.
And also in mass shooting context, the criminal justice system and the injunctive system is designed to be reactive. The problem is, when you have somebody with either hate in their heart or mental health issues or both, it's too late. And even in Florida, you have the domestic abuse injunctions and the two-time violence injunctions. You got to be a two-time loser to get an injunction if they're not, you know, spousal. It's too late, and you know, you've got to take measures to you know, raise the flag as much as you can with everybody you can. You know, women, there's plenty of help for victims of abuse, and you know, let courts know as much. People are hesitant to come forward, right? But
right.
you've got to raise every flag you can, because the system is broken
right.
when it comes to protecting victims.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Raise those flags. Let people know. Let the people who love you, closest to you, people who will help keep you safe, know what's going on if you feel that you're in danger. That's great advice, John. You know, to kind of just put a button on this conversation, you know, or a bow on it, whatever. For now, we've got to move on to the next segment. But I was thinking about something with this woman. This is a psychologist. You know, who reads people for a living, helps people through therapy for a living. I want anybody out there watching this, if you're a victim of domestic violence as well, or a survivor, and oftentimes the natural reaction is to blame yourself, right? You think, how was I fooled? How was I tricked into getting involved with this person? Just look. Just look how a psychologist can be fooled by somebody playing mind games with her. So our hearts go out to Amy Harwick and her family. John Phillips, David Katz, I'm so glad you both are on the show today. Stand by. We've got another big case we've got to talk about when we come